And what you're going to see here, as President Kennedy continues to try and contain communism, is going to be focusing this time on fighting it abroad in space. Remember, at the end of Eisenhower's term, Khrushchev and the Soviets send Sputnik up into the atmosphere of our planet, and they then say they've won the Cold War because they have a greater technological advantage than us. Well, President Kennedy is going to be quite disturbed by this, especially after Sputnik. You'll see the Soviets use this rocket right here that you're looking at on this screen, and they're going to send this man right here, that I'm waving my little pointer over, they're going to send him up to orbit in a ridiculous-looking spaceship. It looks like a freaking beetle, doesn't it? Some sort of creepy-looking bug. But what they end up doing is sending the first human being into space to orbit the Earth. Once again, proof, so say the Soviets, that their system, communism, is better than democracy. President Kennedy is not going to stand that, of course. He's going to say that we have to commit within 10 years to overtaking the Soviets and winning the space race. We're going to compete and show our dominance, democracy's dominance, by putting a man on the moon. That's what President Kennedy wants to do and say, that's our goal. We're going to be the first person to put a man on the moon. And indeed, it does happen. Within 8 years, from President Kennedy's beginning in 1961 to July of 1969, you're going to see 3 astronauts, Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins, and Neil Armstrong, launch up into the sky on the Apollo missions, and they're going to be in this little pod right there. That's the little space capsule that they'll be in. And these astronauts go up there, and then Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong land. This little vehicle right here, that's the lunar lander. They land that on the moon, and then they say themselves that Armstrong, the first man on the moon, says that's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind, and in particular for democracy. There's a reason why they don't put the Soviet flag up there, you know. We put the American flag up there because it's a huge victory for all of mankind and democracy. That's the idea. And what it is a way to show the Soviets that we've caught up to them and surpassed them. Here's a fun fact for you. This little vehicle right here, the lunar lander, the computer that powered that is about as powerful or less powerful than your smartphone that's in your pocket right now. That's crazy, isn't it? In fact, put that down on the slip, would you? Cell phone, capital.